much expected when you're this late into the tournament. It's now best of three. It's round 8, and all of these players have qualified for the Masters Cup. So even if they lose this best of 3 series, they can be pretty happy with their efforts, and they will have another crack at some. They'll be able to have another crack at some competitive play shortly. So we do have the blue Terran Qwerty and the yellow Zerg kanjee. So as we jump into this match on Antigua Shipyard, we see spawning at about 3 o'clock is the blue Terran Qwerty. Spawning at about 5 o'clock is the yellow Zerg kanjee. So south and east are the two spawning locations. Interesting that they didn't use the GSL versions, which have cross spawns, but doesn't really matter, I guess. So it'll be interesting to see the order of creation for kanjee this time. Will we see? We do see a supply depot go down at 10, of course. Will we see hatch first? Will we see spawning pool first, and followed by a quick gas? He has the lead in the series, so he can afford to play a little bit risky, maybe some kind of all-in and catch Qwerty off guard. And that's really the great thing about having a lead in a tournament that is a best of 3 or best of 5. Once you have that lead and you only need one more win to progress, you can really afford to you can't afford to drop your game, of course, but you can afford to do something a little different. But so we do see a 14 spawning pool for kanjee. Getting that spawning pool first, the Overlord secures the location of Qwerty, and Qwerty can pretty much be sure of kanjee's location now after seeing the angle which that Overlord came from. So hatchery maybe next on the list of things to do for kanjee. It definitely looks that way. It's up to 250 minutes. So yeah, hatchery will go down at 15. So a 14-15 for kanjee. Spawning pool followed by hatchery, and we do see the barracks now finishing orbital straight away for Qwerty and getting that Overlord out of there before a Marine is able to take it out. I mean, it's really not an option now. I mean, one Marine against the newly upgraded Overlords, you are probably not going to manage to take them out. Take out the Overlord with just one Marine, but just in case, play it safe. Get into a position where you can scout again soon if need be. And I'm sure what this SCV is up to. He does see the Overlord, so he chooses not to do whatever he was thinking of doing originally. And a factory, will we see a reactor be dropped? Yep, so Hellion opening again for Qwerty. Didn't have much luck with it last time, of course, as it was scouted. And look at the Queen just blasting the spines away at that SCV. Really unfair, because the SCV hadn't heard of the latest changes. And look at this, a bunker being placed now. I don't think there is vision of this at all, but there will be now that he's transferring drones there. He needed to get that bunker up a lot earlier, definitely, and there aren't even any Marines that will be able to jump in this bunker. They're making their way across now, but drones, he's not able to take out the SCV, building the bunker, so the bunker might actually finish with 2 Marines ready to jump in. So interesting that Qwerty, of course, jumping the SCV in there as well. Interesting that Qwerty, though, the player down in the series, is risking a bit of an aggression here. What will we see? We will see 2 Marines just get surrounded. He might manage to get them through into the bunker. So yeah, it was the right idea by kanjee, but he didn't actually manage to do it. He's going to unload the SCV and try to repair from the other side. So this is actually looking good for Qwerty now. He's managed to get that Marine, or 2 Marines into the bunker. He's not streaming anymore, but he's now getting Hellions to put some more pressure on. Spine Crawler going down, obviously, to prevent any kind of reinforcements with Marines, but by the time the Hellions get there, I think kanjee could be in a little bit of trouble, and will be interesting to see the series go to a 3rd game. Hellions now on the way. They get a couple of link kills. Before that happens, they take out two, three lings, and they might even take out three more. And that is what happened. So, bit of a misslip there by kanjee, and that Spinecrawler has replaced, but he's just outside of range of the bunker. But what are these Hellions going to do? How are they going to help this? We do see, okay, so maybe they are in range. The Hellions, what are they going to do? Did he just attack his own SCV? I think he just attacked his own SCV. Well, something did. It certainly looked like it. Four Hellions now. He gets the Marines out. And he's now got four Hellions and two Marines right up in the natural of kanjee. He's only mining off one base, while Qwerty himself is mining off almost two. That definitely looks like he should be taking out that Spinecrawler. He's going to try to drop a second Spinecrawler. That Spinecrawler, though, on low health. Is he going to try to get out of here, or is he going to commit to this push? He has two more Hellions and another Marine on the way. I think he just got Combat Shield. Yep, Combat Shield to finish. And could lose his point if he's not careful as well. He's tried to pull back to the Spinecrawler, and nice transfusion there. Got that Spinecrawler up to a lot of health. He might lose this Overlord, and that Overlord lives with just 7 health. And I'm keeping health bars on now because it's just so a lot of micro orientation. Roach now behind that line of queens, and really not good by Qwerty there. He lost all of those units. That really didn't end up well for him. Nicely played by kanjee, now knowing it is safe to bring a bunch of drones forward, and Qwerty is now losing the supply count by 20. He will manage to take out an Overlord here, but I'd still say he's in a lot of trouble. Baneling Nest was dropped for kanjee, so will we see a counter push, a strong counter push? And we also see Lair Tech on the way for kanjee, and a third being created for Qwerty. So Qwerty knows if he's going to win this game, he's going to need a nice economic counterpart, which would be grabbing that extra base. 4 roaches on the field, as well as just the 1 ling. So I guess he's just safely assuming that there won't be another push after something like that. Right, there won't be another push for a while. He's now mining all 4 gases. He hasn't transferred yet, but he's capable of mining all 4 gases. And a third hatchery now goes down at this relatively safe position. He can defend that easily. It's not like a ridiculous, well, not ridiculous, but a hard to get third, such as, I guess, a Hana initially until the rocks go down, or if you grab the third at the other position, that's almost impossible to defend. Then you have Daybreak and Cloud Kingdom. Their thirds are a little bit further away as well. But Antigua Shipyard has very easy third to defend. So siege tanks on the field. Starport going down. Speed for we have speed being researched for the banelings, and we also have speed for the roaches. So very speedy looking force on the way for kanjee. Supply counts have actually kind of leveled up. Qwerty making this. That's interesting. He's chosen to make it an orbital command. I guess due to the ease of defending, the ramps are very close, but still, you'd think due to the mobility of the Zerg army that a planetary fortress would be what he was thinking, and third base now finishes for kanjee as well, who get an injection straight away. We've got Burrow being researched for kanjee as well, so we will see some roaches maybe tunnel in to the mineral line of Qwerty. That would be interesting. And of course he can also burrow in a main engagement to get a lot of health back on those roaches quite easily. So production tabs is going mental here. We've got +1/+1 for the Terran player. We have a Spire going down, so a big mutiling ball maybe. We got an evolution chamber for upgrades. A lot of upgrades just finishing now for kanjee, so if he was planning on making some kind of timing push, you would assume it's now. Chucking forward a lot of creep tumors and grabbing a 4th at the goal. So interesting choice from kanjee, but could definitely pay off if he can secure it, which you'd assume he can. He's got the creep highway, which spreads at the close-ish positions towards the Terran base, but supply counts are sticking pretty level. A missile turret is going down to prevent a few mutalisks putting pressure on the Terran base. And an infestation pit now. We've got upgrade happening to the Zerg. And I definitely back Kanjee's position at this stage, even though the supply levels are even. And look at the production facilities of Qwerty. We've got 3 barracks, 2 factories, and a starport producing pretty much all Marines. I think it's all Marines. All Marines with the odd Marine. And a couple of siege tanks and starport medivacs helping as well. So supply count's even now, and 26 lings in production for Kanjee. Things have slowed down a bit now. We've got level 2-2 upgrades on the way for, yep, level 2-2 upgrades on the way for Qwerty, while the Zerg player he doesn't have any upgrades yet. He's getting his 1-1 himself now, and he's also getting starting energy for infestors so that he can hit those early fungal growths and also immobilize the Terran army incredibly. And interesting choice to split his army up to try and take some out at the rocks. I'm not sure how Qwerty will react. We might see him siege up and take a lot of these out. If there's a time to do that, he would be now. He sieges up, all the banelings go down, but Qwerty is on top in terms of armor, and he's going to blast away at all of those retreating Zerglings. So, nice, nicely done by Qwerty. I thought he was going to get those siege tanks into position a bit too late there, but it ended up being quite efficient for him, and he can now run into this this fourth gold base and take it out. We do have speed now for the Overlords, and 4 infestors and 12 banelings being produced, and I definitely think Kanjee will be able to hold this off. He has lost before, but he'll be able to hold this off. He's killing a lot of creep units, which is what you want to do in every engagement against a Zerg player. Bring an observer or drop some scans and start to rip up that carpet of creep as soon as he can. So siege tanks in position now, a lot of banelings running in, and he's going to drop the fungal growth maybe from these infestors. The banelings didn't really get as much a hit off as they wanted to, but he's now splitting them up nicely. Banelings didn't really do as much damage as they could have. Units lost tab. The Zerg player is doubling the Terran player in terms of how much they've actually lost. So Qwerty's in a pretty strong position here, I'd say. I mean, obviously infestors can do fungal growth and easily change that, but now another slight engagement. Maybe we've got scans going down, just ripping up this carpet of creep again. We have the medivacs, 2 siege, 3 siege tanks, 4 siege tanks, and he's in a nice position where he will be able to continue to pressure Kanjee, the Zerg player, who is now down 25 supply compared to his Terran opponent, and that's not a position you want to be in as a Zerg player. Those siege tanks doing so much damage, he'd need to get those siege tanks into siege mode, really, and that's what he does, although his Queen is probably going to be focusing down that Queen, but the Queen might be able to take out a couple of these, and fungal growth, wowee, fungal growth just taking out so many of those Marines, softening them up. They're all on red health, a couple of infested turns pop, but still Qwerty has what it takes. He's up to 155 supply, just streaming in tanks, Marines, and medivacs, and putting now a lot of aggression onto the third base. Kanjee has hit sub 100 supply. Qwerty is up to 165, and it looks like we will be going to game 3 in this series with Kanjee, and the siege tank is going to do so much damage on those drones. They got a couple of shots away, and yeah, basically Kanjee is going to be forced to GG here. Oh, he doesn't really have anything left. A few banelings doing a bit of damage, but nice aggression from Qwerty, getting that tank line set up and having the Marines and Medivac to support it, making sure they don't get picked off. Roaches will go down, banelings probably won't even finish. No, it doesn't look like they will finish, and that's surely got to be a GG from Kanjee any second. Level 3 attack also being researched for Qwerty just in case, but a GG from Kanjee, and he leaves the game.